fine. I'm not going to talk about anybody else but former speakers. You know, in the muff, in Mojo's room, the rule is don't bring old drama from old rooms into this room. And that brings you into the now. So the now is all important. And I'm just wondering, why is Dr. Adams supporting Darren LaHood against the campaign to elect candidate Congressman Kitover?
I don't want to talk about you. Dharma came to China. Joshu said, an oak tree in the garden. Moon's comment. If one sees Joshu's answer clearly, there is no Shakyamuni Buddha before him, and no future Buddha after him. Words cannot describe everything. The heart's message cannot be delivered in words. If one receives words literally, he will be lost. If he tries to explain with words, he will not attain enlightenment in this life. Hyakujo wished to send a monk to open a new monastery. He told his pupils that whoever answered a question most ably would be appointed. Placing a water vase on the ground, he asked, "Who can say what this is without calling its name?" The chief monk said, "No one can call it a wooden shoe." Isan, the cooking monk, tipped over the vase with his foot and went out. Hyakujo smiled and said, "The chief monk loses," and Isan became the master of the new monastery. Mumon's comment. Isan was brave enough, but he could not escape Hyakujo's trick. After all, he gave up a light job and took a heavy one. Why can't you see he took off his comfortable hat and placed himself in iron stocks? Giving up cooking utensils, defeating the chatterbox. Though his teacher sets a barrier for him, his feet will tip over everything, even the Buddha. Bodhidharma sits facing the wall. His future successor stands in the snow and presents his severed arm to Bodhidharma. He cries, "My mind is not pacified. Master, pacify my mind." Bodhidharma says, "If you bring me that mind, I will pacify it for you." The successor says, "When I search my mind, I cannot hold it." Bodhidharma says, "Then your mind is pacified already." Mumon's comment. That broken-toothed old Hindu, Bodhidharma, came thousands of miles over the sea from India to China as if he had something wonderful. He's like raising waves without wind. After he remained years in China, he had only one disciple, and that one lost his arm and was deformed. Alas, ever since he has had brainless disciples. Why did Bodhidharma come to China? For years, monks have discussed this. All the troubles that have followed since came from that teacher and disciple. In the time of Buddha Shakyamuni, Manjushri went to the assemblage of the Buddhas. When he arrived there, the conference was over and each Buddha had returned to his own Buddha land. Only one girl was yet unmoved in deep meditation. Manjushri asked Buddha Shakyamuni how it was possible for this girl to reach this state, one which even he could not attain. "Bring her out from samadhi and ask her yourself," said the Buddha. Manjushri walked around the girl 3 times and snapped his fingers. She still remained in meditation. So by his miracle power, he transported her to a high heaven and tried his best to call her, but in vain. Buddha Shakyamuni said, even 100,000 Manjushris could not disturb her. But below this place, past 1,200 million countries, is a bodhisattva, Momyo, seed of delusion. If he comes here, she will awaken. No sooner had the Buddha spoken than that bodhisattva sprang up from the earth and bowed and paid homage to the Buddha. Buddha directed him to arouse the girl. The bodhisattva went in front of the girl and snapped his fingers, and in that instant, the girl asked you monks, if Manjushri, who is supposed to have been the teacher of 7 Buddhas, could not bring this girl out of meditation, how then could a bodhisattva who was a mere beginner? If you understand this intimately, you yourself can enter the great meditation while you are living in the world of delusion. One could not awaken her, the other could. Neither are good actors. One wears the mask of God, one a devil's mask. Had both failed, the drama still would be a comedy. Shuzan held out his short staff and said, if you call this a short staff, you oppose its reality. If you do not call it a short staff, you ignore the fact. Now what do you wish to call this? Umon's comment, if you call this a short staff, you oppose its reality. If you do not call it a short staff, you ignore the fact. It cannot be expressed with words, and it cannot be expressed without words. Now say quickly what it is. Holding out the short staff, he gave an order of life or death. Positive and negative interwoven. Even Buddhas and patriarchs cannot escape this attack.
From last night's space on UFO on the U.S. Navy-based crane, where there's claims that there's an all-form technology division
I will give it to you.
underneath
If you
U.S.
have no
Navy-based
staff,
crane,
I will take it away from you. Umon's comment.
and
Well, that was weird.
When there is no bridge over the creek, the staff will help me.
So I put another stick
When I
in.
return home on a moonless night, the staff will accompany me. But if you call this a staff,
hey, what's up, Doc?
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon, man. Sorry I missed your call yet.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it was bad time. I would have definitely liked to speak. I'm glad catch up now. What's going on?
Just having a cup of coffee, trying to follow the money.
I know, right? You and me both. I'm doing my 2-hour Maha walk right now. I'm almost at hour 2.
Nice. Are you stretching at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because after you warm up with the cardio, now you got to do some hip rotations and hamstring pulls.
Yeah, I'll definitely do some stretches when I get back to my place. So what'd you call me for? What's going on?
So I've been fundraising on Clubhouse. We've raised $510. We've got multiple Craigslist ads up in Rockford, Peoria, and Chicago trying to find campaign managers. And so I just wanted to chat with you to try to do an X Spaces money bomb for the campaign. And the campaign would compensate you as an influencer. And we can see how much money we raise.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. If you have like a day in mind, let me know, and we can schedule it in advance.
Yeah, and I think any day of the week works. I think maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, Eastern or maybe Central would be best. And then, if we could create an actual event, and if you want, the campaign would pay you to do creative in the same way that you do in the past. So. Something maybe next week, maybe end of this week. I don't know, whatever your schedule, says.
Okay, yeah, let's get on it. I would love to.
Okay, great. Anybody else in the room who doesn't know me? My name is John. I live in Chicago. I'm running for Congress here in Illinois, and I know Augustus through Clubhouse, and did a lot of social audio spaces with Augustus with regards to politics, COVID-19 vaccines, and even UFOs.
So maybe the board of directors, we got Lisa Disbrow, John Mengucci, Susan Gordon, William Hughes, Ryan McCarthy, Scott Morrison, Philip Nolan, Deborah Plunkett, Stanton Slow, and Charles Hughes, SZEWS. With his staff in my hand, I can measure the depths and shadows out of that. Might be something. The staff supports the heavens and makes firm the earth. Everywhere it goes,
Yeah, they sound like made up
teaching
names.
will be spread. They look like made-up people. Hoan said, "The past and future Buddhas both are his servants." Who is he? Moon's comment. If you realize clearly who he is, it is as if you met your own father on a busy street. There's no need to...
So,
ask anyone whether or not your recognition is true. Say what, brother? I think you got drawn up. Do not fight with another's bow and arrow.
Black, were you in the big
Do not ride another's horse. Do not discuss
I
another's
caught it
faults.
maybe about
Do
40
not
minutes into it. I think I
interfere
dropped
with
it.
another's work.
I'm finding so from about 1985, a bunch of
Sekiso asked,
automated like 38 millimeter iron systems. Just
Another
surface
teacher
level, I'm
said,
digging through shit right now.
one who sits on the top of a 100-foot pole has attained a certain height, but still is not handling Zen freely. He should proceed on from there and appear with his whole body in the 10 parts of the world. I'm going to ask Black if any of the names that I mentioned have found out. While you're looking at good pages, one can continue his steps or
I'm
turn
not seeing
his
too
body
many names right now. Like it's rescue things.
I would ask you monks, however,
The name Crane
how would
brings
you
up
proceed from the top
the
of that
name
pole?
using cranes too. So I'm having to parse through a bunch of shit where it's looks like emergency
A man
services that the
who
Navy
lacks the third eye
provide,
of
and then
insight,
a bunch of weapons training,
according to the
like
measure
a
of
heavy
100 feet.
weapons training that looks pretty
Such a
advanced
man
for like
will
the
jump
Navy.
from there
I just
and
posted
kill
one on
himself
Bill.
like a blind man misleading other blind men.
Wow.
Tosotsu built 3 barriers and made the monks pass through them. The first barrier
Yeah,
is studying Zen. In studying Zen, the aim is to see one's own true nature. Now,
Podcasters started to look into it. All have been reprimanded by government entities that have said that it's a matter of national security for them not to continue to talk about this stuff on their podcasts. So naturally, I want to talk about it now. So I did a big space about it last night, and the people who are in the know said to follow the money. So this is kind of like a follow-up space about that. So that's where we're at, investigating this. And yeah, it's truly fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah, as far as like a money bomb goes, to be honest with you, I've been having some difficulty getting a lot of people into an X space recently. It has to be like about a certain topic, and I need to have like certain influencers here with me in order to do it. But like if be able to get some influencers in on it to help me and get people here. And the only thing is that I don't know if you got like a beef with them or not. Like Maze, don't you have like a beef with Maze?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so that's gonna be difficult, you know. Um, I'll try my best to help.
You can ask her.
But
I
I
mean,
don't know if we can raise any money.
you can ask Maze, even though we have
Doing it
a.
by myself.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, you can ask Maze because sometimes if you have a beef with somebody, those make the most interesting conversations. And I promise I'll be a total gentleman. So, yeah, I don't know. I know you're not using Clubhouse anymore, but for the past few weeks, Roger Mayhem, I don't know if you know Roger, but he goes by Mojo now on there. He's been doing money bombs for me and the campaign. And so we raised 510, and some of the biggest haters became contributors to the campaign. So that was, an interesting turn of events, and a lot of the racist bigots and low IQ morons on that app, have essentially started waging war against me, and they're supporting Darren LaHood, who I'm running against. They're creating houses, updating their PTRs. So it's like causing all kinds of chaos in Clubhouse. And unfortunately, some people have been getting doxxed. So Roger had to take a break from the app. I think he's worried about, his security or just like causing further tensions. So hopefully he will come back to the app because he is very knowledgeable of politics and organizing. But we have to get about 30 petition signatures every day leading up to October 27th. So I'm gonna have to, on weekends, go to other parts of Illinois, Rockford, Peoria, and Bloomington Normal to start gathering signatures. So all the money that we raise will go towards actually hiring people on the ground to get petitions so we can get on the March primary ballot. But also, I mean, the topics that we could talk about, is the national debt. We could talk about the war in Ukraine, the war in Israel. We could talk about vaccines, and other topics. But anyways, I mean, that if it's like an event that we could plan with a date and a flyer, profile picture, campaign website, all that stuff, like it's, that type of communication. And if anybody lives here in Illinois, please hit me up, send me a message. I'd love to chat with you if you're available over the next couple weeks to maybe do some petition signatures.
Okay, thanks, man. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, boy, you sound good.
Nice. I just went on the elevator. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Welcome to the stage, Tyler.
Hey Augustus, how you doing, man? Sorry I missed your space last night. Can you give like a minute and a half synopsis of what you found and what you're trying to do?
Yeah, we just seen that basically
Where is your true nature?
forward-facing information
Realizes
about
his
what
own true nature.
the base does is basically they're like, yeah, we do electromagnetic weapons, we do direct energy weapons, thermonuclear weapons.
Now, when you shut the light from your eyes and become a corpse, how can you free yourself? Thirdly, if you free yourself from birth and death, you should know where you are. Now your body separates into the four elements. Where are you? Umun's comment. Whoever can pass these three barriers will be a master wherever he stands. Whatever happens about him, he will turn into Zen. Otherwise, he will be living on poor food and not even enough of that to satisfy himself. An instant realization sees endless time. Endless time is as one moment. When one comprehends the endless moment, he realizes the person who is seeing it. A Zen pupil asked Kenbo, all Buddhas of the 10 parts of the universe enter the one road of nirvana. Where does that road begin? Kenbo, raising his walking stick and drawing the figure 1 in the air, said, here it is. This pupil went to Umon and asked the same question. Umon, who happened to have a fan in his hand, said, this fan will reach to the 33rd heaven and hit the nose of the presiding deity there. It is like the dragon carp of the eastern sea, tipping over the rain cloud with his tail. Umon's comment. One teacher enters the deep sea and scratches the earth and raises dust. The other goes to the mountain and raises waves that almost touch heaven. One holds, the other gives out. Each supports profound teaching with a single hand. Kenbo and Umon are like two riders, neither of whom can surpass the other. It is very difficult to find the perfect man.
I'm reading it real quick.
Frankly, neither of them know where the road starts. Before the first step is taken, the goal is reached.
And you go to her page,
Before
you'll
the
see
tongue
that
is
there's
moved,
like a bunch of
the speech is
posts put
finished.
up about it.
More than brilliant intuition is needed to find the origin of the right road.
And who are the whistleblowers? Do we have their names?
Yeah.
Anban, a layman Zen student,
Yeah.
said, Mumon has just published 48 colons and called
I
the
think
book
like
Gateless
Anderson.
Gate. He criticizes the old patriarch's
Randy
words and
Anderson.
actions. I think he is very
Green
mischievous.
Beret.
He is like an old donut
Saying
seller
he's
trying to
saying
catch a
why
passerby
do
to
they
force
think
his
they're not
donuts
world
down his
best?
mouth.
The whistleblowers
The
that
customer
are
can
coming
neither
out
swallow nor
when they
spit
say
out
that,
the donuts.
like, how
This
do they
causes
plan